Hello from Cordaba. I know I said Cadiz in the last video. I got myself mixed up. I'm going to Cadiz tomorrow. This is Cordaba, and behind me you can see just there, that's the Grand Mosque which we've just been in. It was built in 700, that's 700 AD, built on top of an old Christian basilica which was built by the Visigoths. And before that, it's understood that there was a Roman temple there. So for 2,000 years, this site here has been a place of worship of one kind or another. I'm actually stood on what's called the Roman Bridge. It's not actually Roman today, they rebuilt it, but it follows the same path and it's built on the foundations of the old Roman bridge. So Cordaba has a very long history stretching back over 2,000 years. The mosque here was actually built, or began to be built, in 700, and it became the central place in sort of Western Islam. It's a magnificent place, it's huge inside. But after 500 years, the Moors, the rule of the Moors, the Muslim conquerors, came to an end when Ferdinand III retook Cordaba in the 1200s, and then they converted this into a cathedral. However, they preserved what the Moors had built because they appreciated the craftsmanship and artistry that went into making this mosque. What I've done is inside I have taken a little bit of a panorama and I'll be playing that right now. But if you ever get to southern Spain, Andalusia, you definitely want to visit Cordaba and the Grand Mosque. And I think what's interesting is even locals today still call it a mosque, even though it's a working cathedral. The tour guide said if you ask anyone in Cordaba where the cathedral is, no one will know what you're talking about. But if you ask them where the mosque is, everybody obviously knows. Even the locals today who go and worship there will say, I'm going worshipping at the mosque, even though they're Christians. And I think maybe in today's times there's a lesson we can all learn from that. So enjoy the panorama. It takes about a minute. It shows all the famous arches of the mosque, and then I will see you again for a review, probably back in Seville. I'll see you again back in Seville for a review of the Petersons Balkan Delight, but for now, enjoy the mosque. Well, welcome back to Seville. I didn't find time in Cordaba to make any more videos. It was quite a hectic tour actually. It was all go. We just got a brief moment in the afternoon for some relaxation, and that's when I made the video on the bridge. Hope you liked seeing the inside of the mosque. It's a fantastic place, and really if you come to Seville and if you're from Europe, you know, there's easy flights to Seville, then definitely take a day trip to Cordaba and the mosque. It's an absolutely amazing place. But we're back now in Seville, and I'm back in the same park that I was in last night to do the juice review of Petersons Balkan Delight. This is the juice that started it all off, if you remember, way back. I think it was about, I don't know, 2 or 3 months ago now. But it's finished and it's here in my Nautilus too, and ready to vape. So I'm going to keep this brief. I know I waffled on yesterday. A lot of that I think was because of insecurity. I've never done a broadcast from outside before and people were walking past and oh. But you know what? No one bothered. No one bothered at all. So there you go. A lot of it's all in our head, isn't it? So I'm just going to do a brief review tonight. I'm not going to waffle on. And this is the Petersons Balkan Delight. This is what started all this off. It's a Latakia dominant tobacco blend. The name Balkan is a bit misleading because it's not really. There's no Turkish or Oriental tobacco in there. It is pretty much a straight up English. Why they chose the name Balkan, I don't know. But the ingredients are Latakia. Well, that's the point. Is it Latakia or is it Syrian Latakia or is it Cypriot? Don't know. For those who are unaware, there is no more Syrian Latakia. It's gone. It's finished. They're not producing it anymore. And a lot of people said it's because of the war. It's not. It's because the new generation just don't want to be, they're not interested in producing tobacco. They want to go off and get, I don't know, office jobs in Damascus or somewhere. They're not really interested in following this tradition of smoking tobaccos. So it's gone, it's finished, it's dead. Another reason I heard is that the wood that they use to smoke the tobacco has all been used up. The last tree's been chopped down and it's finished. Whatever story is correct, what we do know is that Syrian Latakia is finished. So what we have is Cypriot Latakia, which is a bit of an oxymoron because Latakia is a town in Syria. That's where it gets its name from. But the name persists, but maybe not the origin. So I won't be surprised if this is actually a Cypriot Latakia, not the Syrian one. There's also some Virginia in there, and according to the packet there is some Perique. Now, I've been struggling to find the Perique. If those who have watched my previous videos, you know, I just couldn't find it. But can I find it now? Well, that's what we're going to find out, because I filled up my tank. This is going to be my evening vape. I just vape in the morning and I vape in the evening. So this is going to be my evening vape, and we're going to see. We're going to see if there's any Perique in there. So let's start, shall we? This is 5%. You know what I was saying yesterday? This is 5%. Yeah, it's a really nice vape. You know, I don't know if it's just my taste buds, whether I could just try and up it and make it a 10% concentrate. What I'm getting straight off the bat is the Latakia. It's got a really nice smoky sort of barbecue flavour. You can pick up the Virginias. It's a sweet vape. And I do think I can taste a hint of Perique, just a little bit, just a little bit at the back end or at the sides of the flavour. There is definitely something else there. It's not just smoky Latakia, sweet Virginia. there is definitely something else in there, and it has a little spicy note. In fact, I can feel it now, just tingling on my tongue. This is a really nice vape. Petersons, I mean, they're known throughout the world as fine tobacconists, fine tobacco blenders, and I can understand it now. You know, one of the great things about this DIY process is that it lets us taste those tobacco blends that all these pipe reviews keep talking about, that we were never able to taste. Well, we can now. Okay, it takes 2 or 3 months to actually, you know, filter all this, steep it and then filtering it. But wow, is it worth it? It really is worth it. And for the amount that of the concentrate that you're actually using, you can vape for years, literally. Just from one batch. So with this, foolishly, I put the whole 50 grams of the Petersons Balkan Delight into a tub, if you remember that big tub, and it was half a litre of PG. Now I've come away with about 300 mils, I think it's about 300 mils I've come away with. Well, no, maybe more, 350 to 400. Some of it gets lost, and I think that was just my I just think that's because I was being a bit, you know, rushing it, and I wasn't letting everything seep out before I went on to the next stage, so I lost some of the juice. I think that's what it was. Just my impatience, that's the word I was looking for. But I still have come away with about 400 mils of this stuff, which is about 800 bottles. And when you consider 810 ml bottles, and when you consider that you know, one bottle lasts me a week, that's I'm not doing the maths now, I've had a few beers, but I've got a lot of juice from these 3 liquids. I've got a lot of juice. Wow, though, this is a really nice blend. Sweet, definitely smoky. There's an earthiness to it as well, which I like. And then that little bit, just a little bit of spice around the edges of the flavour and at the back end that just give that sort of perique kick. So I'm really happy with this. I was worried how it would turn out because of all my taste tests, I couldn't get any perique, Maybe it's the filtering process, maybe you've just got to wait until it's all filtered through before that perique starts to come out. I don't know. But the finished product, what's in here, definitely has a bit of perique in it. So it's a great vape. And I've got shed loads of this stuff. Well, let's try and do the maths. So I've got about 810ml bottles, and one bottle will last me a week, the best part of, but let's round it up to a week. So that's 50 bottles, let's just say 50, well, let's just round it up, 60 bottles a year. Well, no, I'm not going to do the maths. I've had too many beers. But it's like, what is it, 4 years? More than that, 5 years? 5, 6 is a 30. So it's more than 5 years, and it's 6 years. Now, will the liquid last that long? Don't know. Some people have said that this liquid will only last 2 years at the most, and then you've got to chuck it. And I still can't understand that logic, because if you keep it in an airtight jar, and I'm using these Kilner jars with the airtight screw top, and you keep it in a dark place, why should it go off? What, you know, it's just PG with infused with the tobacco flavours. I can't see why it would go off, but some people say after 2 years it goes off. Well, we'll have to wait and see, but I've still got 2 years worth 2 years worth of e-liquid, so it's not bad, is it really? So that's it. This is it. This is the Petersons Balkan Delight. This is the e-liquid that started it all off. All this DIYing began with this liquid, and it's bloody nice. It really is. I don't think I'll make 50 grams again though. I'd probably look for you know, something a bit like 100 grams or 150, something more manageable, because half a litre takes a hell of a long time to filter. It really does. It took about 3 days for me to filter all this, which is all right. I mean, it's not hard work. You just pour it into the filter and just let it, you know, the process do its own thing. But it's just the waiting, you know, the waiting. But yeah, I think next time, I say the next one I'm going to be making, I'll do like 150 grams. No, sorry, 15 grams or something like that, you know, something more manageable. But I've gone out and bought a 50 gram tin of Petersons St Patrick's Day blend 2017, so it's already 18 months old in the tin. I might just take like 10 grams out, 15 grams out, and that means it's about 150 millilitres of PG. That's more manageable. I'll probably come away with something like 50 mils of concentrate. That's more realistic. But yeah, I went out and bought 50 grams of Petersons St Patrick's Day blend, and then what I'll do with the rest is keep it in a mason jar. And you can keep it for years and years, the tobacco, if you store it properly in an airtight jar. And whenever I need any more, I can just take some more out. I don't know, but I went out and bought some more. But all I'm saying for now, this is a cracking blend. This process works. But with hindsight, I'd use less tobacco. So if you're interested, go to your tobacconist and say, do you do small samples? And they'll probably be able to help you in that regard. But yeah, when you look at these 50 gram pouches and 50 gram tins, it's a bit too much for our purpose really. We need something far less than that. 150 grams is probably ideal, really. So, I keep saying 150 grams. Sorry, 10 or 15 grams is probably ideal for our purposes. Getting the words right. Right, so that's it for tonight. I hope you've enjoyed it. I don't know if I'll be doing one tomorrow. I've got one more to review, which is the, what is it? Oh, it's the Kendall Gold Pure Virginia. Because tomorrow we're staying in Seville. I know I said tomorrow we're going to Cadiz, but we're not. We've changed our plans. Tomorrow we're staying in Seville, and on Thursday we're going to Cadiz. Well, we're going to Jerez and then to Cadiz, and they're both very historic towns in Andalusia. So what I thought of doing is maybe not making a video tomorrow, but then make a video on Thursday and include footage from Jerez or Cadiz, or maybe even both. So we'll have to wait and see. But I think tomorrow's going to be a bit of a rest day and a family day and just relaxing, because we've been quite busy the last few days. But I am going to make the review. It's going to be the Kendall Gold's Pure Virginia, and it's probably going to be from Jerez or Cadiz. So have a great time, whatever time of day it is for you, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye bye for now.